Peace, y'all. Just type in this thing, ticket 47. Discount code. All right, let's do it. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Top of the week, top of the week. It's always weird for me, top of the week. It's like laying it down, what we have to get accomplished this week. Because it's not really like the top of the week for me because I work Saturday and Sunday. Pretty much, when you control your own schedule, you have to make sure you're constantly getting something done. And same thing is over here. At all times, I'm attempting to at least get something done. I used to think that it's not a good thing, but who gonna get it done? So we on the clock as much as we can be. It's a lot of traffic. It's a lot of things that go on, and in our world, if days go by, we just miss a lot of stuff. So I try not to. I always check in on the business. I do try to be conscious minded that I do need to step away from it at times because there is something that's called fatigue and something that's called burnout, and I have experienced it at different times of this journey. But however, I do as much as I can do to move the needle. I suggest one thing that works for me well is a list, right? I'm always giving things that work for me, hope it'll work for you. Write a list, whether that's a list of 2 things or whether that's a list of 10 things. Have your list for the week and start knocking things off of that list. I have one right here to the side of me. There's a list of things that's how you know you're getting stuff done, when you can check it off the list, right? Don't commit it to memory because you're going to forget and you may not do it. But if you can have your list and check it off the list as you go, it'll be gratifying and it'll ensure that you are getting things done, right? I always find it that, we'll get up and we'll know what we have to go do at somebody else's job that we're unhappy at. We know exactly what we got to do and we prepare ourselves to go and do it. But when it comes to our own things and what we have to do for ourselves, we push that to the back seat. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it Friday. And, then the week goes by and you haven't gotten much done. That's why I say I'm constantly, even if I just check in for 2-3 hours or 2 hours, I'm going to get something done, right? I was having a conversation in the gym and we were talking about, and we're going to talk about this on this live about some things that we have coming up. And, these days, there's a lot of people that contact us and want to do business with us. And some of them have really good things that they can bring to the table, but we're careful with who we consider to align ourselves with and align our message with. And at the top of that is, right, I think people don't understand how much work it is when you're working for yourself. And this is a real business, but predominantly what fuels this business is online, is social, right? And having a social presence. Do you know how much work it is to build a social platform? It is extremely a lot of work. I salute these influencers that have these large audiences and they're constantly feeding them and you have to constantly, this is like a machine that's always hungry. And you have to constantly feed the machine. This is the new television. When people cut their phones on or pick up their phones, and those people that they're used to seeing on their screens, they expect them to be there. And they have this thing, which we all aware of, called the algorithm. When you don't feed the algorithm, it suppresses you. That's why I used to say when we started this business, right? I used to say, I don't understand why everybody wouldn't be an influencer or wouldn't be selling a program or putting something together for their knowledge, right? Their intellectual property, their IP, right? I used to say that. And as time went on, now we got some time under our belt in this arena. I understand why, because this is not for everybody. Everybody won't make it in this world. It just won't, because everybody won't don't have the fortitude to commit to what it takes to make it in this world. We do 2 posts a day. And in contrast to some of those that's really moving and grooving, who's doing 6 posts a day, it's work. 7 days a week, 365 days, not 363, 365 days. Your audience expects you to show up. And not only show up, it has to be a certain level of entertaining. It has to entertain to a certain degree. So it is work. And most people can't do a thing for a week straight. 21 days. It takes 21 days to build a new habit. And most people won't or can't commit to a 21 day of anything, yet alone talking about. That's a whole nother story. Let's play catch up. What has been going on? So it's been pretty busy, and busy is always a good thing. Between program, between um dealing with our inner circle, the members of our community. We have some deals that's coming down the pipeline, some very, very good deals. I did a post today about one of the young men that landed his first deal. Let's start there. He landed his first land deal. And I didn't tell the story in the post, but I could tell it on the live. I got an immense amount of respect for the young man because he stuck with it, right? Meaning that, and we're totally transparent. See, people always think you're trying to sell them. Yeah, you want to buy, I want to sell. That's just how it is. Let's with me, you're going to get total transparency because I want who want me, right? If you don't feel I'm the guy for you, then that's fine as well. But I'm not. We do try to sell because we have to, right? This, if you're not selling something, you don't have a business. So I'm no different than any other business owner, right? I sell a program. That's a fact. But I'm not always trying to sell. And right, and typically with people that's on social, they don't tell the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think y'all already know what the good is. The good is we do land. Land's a beautiful thing. Is well, we can make money. We show people how to make money. Great. What's the bad? The bad is when, or what you consider to be bad, right? Because it's all perspective. So how you look at it. But what you consider to be bad, or what you may consider something that may be makes you nervous, is I get asked this question all the time. How fast can I make money? I don't know. I don't know how fast you can make money. I don't know your learning curve. I don't know your work ethic. I don't know your habits or how fast you learn or how fast you work. I don't know how much you're willing to put in it. So I never really can give a complete answer on how fast can I make money if I join your program. I don't know. I can give you data based upon what other people have done. I've seen people make money within the first 3 months. I've seen some people make money within the first 5 months. I've seen some people never make money. Now, what's the difference between the person that made it in the first 3 months and the person that never made a dime? They got the same education. So that's why I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do. Some people buy programs and some people go to college just to go, not to do nothing. It's just, how do I know that? I can see how far people move in the course, right? They have a percentage bar that says they're 50% done with their course. We can see all of that. So do I say anything? This is not college. We're not, and even in college, they're not there to hold your hand and say, hey, you didn't complete your course that you paid for. And neither are we. If you don't complete it, you don't complete it. But when it doesn't work out for you, then don't look at us and say the Acre Boyzz program don't work. Well, if it worked for the person that made $100,000 in a month, And if it worked for the young man that made $60,000 on one deal, and if it's been working for us in the past 8 years, it's the same teachings. Why won't it work for you? So we have a new student, and as I was saying, what he's not even a new student. What I respect about him is that it took him some time to land his first deal. Not that he didn't try. Lord knows he tried. He's bought us 4 other deals. I'll tell the story on his behalf. He's from California. So he started out looking for deals in California. And he started out in like remote areas and rural areas of California, but not so rural that it was like California desert land. Not that. He was playing in the mountainous area. It was a lot of mountains, right? Like stuff, houses, like remote places. And it was tough to get answers. In this business, if we can't get answers, it's tough to make decisions. It's hard to make decisions when we can't get answers. So he brought a deal to the table. We do our homework on it. For whatever reason, to fast forward the story, 4 deals in, we just couldn't get it to the finish line. Like we couldn't get it to title. We couldn't close on it for whatever the reasons were. Like, not that we didn't try, because we tried. And most people would give up. Most people would quit. But the brother didn't quit. He stuck with it, and he kept going, and he landed his first deal. It's not a huge deal either. It's a decent deal, but it's not. It's like super average for things that we have done. But I'm proud of him that he landed the deal, because now he has proof of concept. He's been through working the phones. He's been through dealing with different sellers. That experience is invaluable, right? You can't really, how do you prepare for that besides going through it? So now he knows like a lot of things that comes along with dealing with different sellers, and dealing with deals, and dealing with realtors, and dealing with title companies. Were we there to coach him? Absolutely, we was there to coach him all the way through. But if you're smart and you're wise, you pay attention to the coaching. Now, next time, you can kind of move a little bit faster on your own. And if you hit a stumbling block, it's less attention that you need. So he's gotten through his first deal. Great. I'm happy. We put it on the market immediately. And it was it was 2 acres, 2.48 acres in a rural part of Florida. You hear me always say like rural part, right? Because Florida's a hotbed. So we tell people to look on the outskirts of the hotbed. That's usually where you can find some deals at, right? So he got 2.48 acres on in a rural area in Florida. We got it for $6,000. We listed it for $26,000. It's a modest deal. It's 20 grand on the table, and 20 grand on the table. And hopefully it goes fast for him. We just listed it 3 days ago. We already have 2 interested parties that's has went out to the property. See, unbeknownst to most people, all this rural stuff. And the other thing about it is it's mobile home approved. What does that mean? That means that mobile homes can go on the property. Those properties they sell really well for us. They sell really well for us. Mobile home approved property. What did I put in my listing? I put at the top, I put the address, I put the acreage, and on the side of that, I put mobile home friendly. And those sell really well in this business. Why? Because people want the same thing that you want. Freedom. That's it. They want freedom to be able to do what they want to do. Inside of the city limits, you don't have that luxury or that freedom. You're told what you can do with your home, what you can build, when to take the garbage out, everything about it. You're under the guidelines of your county or your city. And there's a whole audience that don't want to be under those guidelines. If they want to walk in their backyard with no clothes on, they can. If they want to go out there, and you've seen people burn their garbage, they can. There's no penalty. You do whatever you want. If they want to build 16 houses on their property, they can. They want to put 16 mobile homes on it, they can. So that's why that sells really well. When we were doing tax deed investing, targeting areas that was designated for mobile home use served us really well. We sold a lot of those really fast. And I suggest if anybody's doing anything on their own, like you can find some areas that's zoned for mobile homes. We frown on them in our culture. Why? I think I do know why. The stigma that came along with mobile homes and trailer trash and things like that. That's what that was like attached to mobile homes at one point, maybe some years ago. But that's not the case now, man. Some of these mobile homes are extremely nice, especially all the stuff that they're doing in 2025. Some of these things are really, really nice, and it does help to cut costs, right? These mobile homes, besides having to go deal with contractors and new bills and all of that stuff. So that's his deal. Excited for him. We already have interested parties, and he didn't put any money up. Did it cost him to do the business? Absolutely. I'm not doing your business for you. I'm not giving you money to do your business, but I will give you money to partner with you. What does that mean, Ray? That means that when he found this acreage, this 2.48 acres, he didn't want to use his own money. He did have the money. He had $6,000, but he didn't want to use it. So he asked us to partner with him and put the money up. We said, sure. For us, that's a low risk deal. Anything for us under $10,000 is a low risk deal for us. As long as there's a little bit of meat on the bone, clearly we would like it to have as much juice inside of the deal as possible. But we'll gamble on a buy for 6, sell for 26, especially when it's a mobile home piece of property and the sales in the area that has depicted that we can get close to that number or above that number. And this is in that scenario, it is there. We've done our homework on it. We've contacted realtors. We treat every deal the same way. If this is a deal where we were making $200,000, we would treat it the same exact way. My company, we don't have $6,000 to throw away. So that's why I say we treat all deals the same way, because I don't want to lose on any deal. Another cool story that happened a week ago. Yeah, a week ago. This was on our same. I'm telling you stories that has happened on my last training call, which was last Wednesday. Like really two super cool things happened on that call. And one was we had another team member. You see, power is in proximity. Get around some power. Get around. Put yourself in the proximity of where people are doing some things that, at least on the lowest scale, are going to motivate you. On the lowest scale, it is going to inform you, right? Keep you informed. More importantly, motivated. Something that's going to put some fire in you to say, let me get it going, right? The power is in the proximity. That's why you always hear the term, put yourself in bigger rooms. And what I say is the same thing to others, is the same thing I say to myself. It's levels, and it's always levels, right? Some people, you may not feel you on my level, but there's other people that I feel that I'm not on their level. So get on my level. I'm trying to get on somebody else's level. And that's just how the name of the game is, right? So we always should be reaching up. I always like to use that term, that I'm reaching up and I'm reaching back at the same time. I'm a brother that likes to give back. And some people say that's not a good thing, that I do have that. I like the underdog, but that's just who I am. I like to give back, but at the same time, I like to help myself as well. That's why one of our mottos is integrity with mutual benefit. That's how we move. That's how we conduct ourselves, with integrity and mutual benefit. If I can't benefit from you, then I don't want you singly just benefiting from me. That's not fair. And that's why when we do our deal funding, it's 50-50. Once it gets sold, you get yours, we get ours. Everybody's happy. There's no robbery. We're all happy. We're all eating together. So a lady inside of our program, she came to one of our in-person events. I believe a couple of months ago, we had an event. She showed up. a woman showed up, and she was so inspired that when she left that event, she said, "I want to look for land now." And she did. She left that event while she was in. I think we had it in Atlanta. We had the event in Atlanta. She's actually, I believe, from New York, and she got down there and she started looking for. She asked Patrick, our principal farmer, did he know of anything that was in the area? This is why I say power's in the proximity. He said, "Yeah, I do. I know of a great place for you." Took her over to see a property that was available on the market. It wasn't an off market deal, it was on market. And she saw it that night and she said, "Y'all inspired me so much that I have to. I have to make a move on this." And she put an offer in on it. And she didn't get it at first, but then they came back. The initial person that got the offer, their deal fell through. Then it came back to her and she ended up getting the deal. She just closed on that deal a week ago. And we were super excited for her. I think that's one of the coolest things ever, that we inspired somebody to go and buy their property. She bought a 15-acre with a 2,600 square foot house on it. Really, really nice property. I've been to the property because we were looking at the properties. Really, really nice. Has a ton of road frontage on it. When we talk about road frontage and you get a property that has a lot of road frontage, why did I say that? And why did I pinpoint that? Because a lot of road frontage, that's great property to subdivide if you ever wanted to subdivide it, because that's usually one of the things that you're going to look for when you're subdividing property. It's something that offers a lot of road frontage and access points. This particular piece, it has road frontage on 3 sides. What does that mean, Ray? It's like a triangle. There's a road on one side, there's a road on the other side, and there's a road on the other side. So it has 3 points of access. Really, really good property. So I was super excited about that we could inspire someone from just being in our presence. She got inspired enough to go and do that. That's really, really cool. Speaking of that, let's segue to this. Why don't you get inspired? Why don't you come and be in our present and put yourself in the proximity of some good energy and see how much you will leave inspired and motivated and informed? I can't speak on will you be motivated, but I definitely will let you leave out of there informed, right? We have our next event coming up on November 22nd, also back in Atlanta, Georgia. It will be at Chattahoochee Charter School. That is the principal's farmer agriculture school, or black agriculture school, where he houses 700 to 800 brown babies from grades K-8. It's a really, really good school. If you haven't seen it, you'll get a chance to tour that school if you show up. We also will be walking a 16-acre that day. Interesting part about the 16-acre that we'll be walking is it's a real property that the Acre Boyzz are inquiring about to keep for our personal portfolio and to put it to use personally. So that'll be happening. If you never walked on a 16-acre property, you'll get a chance to see what it looked like, see what it feel like. We're not going to walk the whole 16, but we'll walk a good portion of it. We'll walk a good portion of it, but it won't. You'll see the 16, but we're not walking the whole 16 properties, but we will walk through some of the acreage, and we'll do that. And you can be an attendee of that event if you're on Facebook or Instagram, you can comment the word live, or you can click the QR code. This is a new feature on this system that we're using. Now they allow me to put QR codes on the screen. Somebody test it out and let me know if that QR code is working. Take a picture of the QR code. It should take you to a checkout link. And if you are serious about coming, use the discount code TICKET47 for our Land and Farm Live and Experience event, where we'll be talking about clearly all things land, all that the business offers, how you can get involved, why you should get involved, and the benefits of it. We'll have our principal farmer there. He'll be talking about the world of farming and the same exact things, the benefits of farming, how you can get involved, and why you should get involved. Those are the 2 markets that we strongly push: land and farms. Why? Because that's those two markets are when this culture were thriving as a culture financially, when they were heavily invested in land and farms. If you want to know where to go, just take a look back at the past and see what has worked. That may be an indication of some of the things that we can do, right? So somebody tell me, if you just, even if you're not checking out to come, take a picture of the QR code and drop in the chat if it worked, if that screen came up or that checkout link worked. I would love to know. Like I said, it's a new feature on this system that we're using, and I just want to see if it works. Somebody drop it in the comments if you clicked on or you took a picture of that QR code and it took you there. Next, what are we working on? We're working on, these days, we built this community. He said, yes, works great. Thank you, brother. And hopefully you don't just go to the link. Hopefully you go to the link and check out and show up to the event. We'll love to see you there. Use the discount code ticket47. That'll give you half price. That'll give you 50% off of the tickets. Half price. It's a really affordable event. We're more so concerned with wanting people to come and get the information. And we're building this one person at a time. And fortunately for us these days, one person at a time is coming in the boatloads. Like, we've built this platform up rather fast, and I'm proud of that, because not to anything more so of what I have done. It says that the message is resonating and ringing off really loud. So that's a great thing, because I'm sure even if I take myself outside of my position, that we all could agree that land ownership is something that we should be constantly talking about, in my humble opinion. Like, that's something that should be put more on the pedestal, land ownership and farming, because these are the things, like, when we start talking about health issues in our community. Well, how do you solve that? I'm from New York. Yesterday, and I live in Long Island. If you know anything about New York, Long Island, and the boroughs and things like that, I went out to Brooklyn yesterday, because there's a store out in Brooklyn to where the owner, he has a farm in Grenada, and he's getting things, or he's importing things from his farm in Grenada, and he's getting like real soursop and things like that. And he's bringing them right to Brooklyn. So I went out yesterday and I got me some of that stuff, because I like to deal with the authentic thing. Like, these days, you don't know what you're eating. You don't know what's inside of the food and all of that stuff. That's why we push farming. So if it resonates with somebody, it'll help somebody. At least you'll know when you grow it, you know what it is. There's no disputing that I grew it. So that is the reason why we push those two things. And as I was saying, we built this platform and we got this huge following. And I'm happy to say it's been organic. We haven't ran an ad. We haven't paid for an ad. In fact, we just started paying for ads maybe 3 weeks ago. Since we've been speaking about this over the last 2.5, 3 years, we've never ran an ad. So this whole audience that we've built, it's been organic. It's been truly one person at a time. It's been an organic movement, and I'm super proud of that, right? But I understand that as we've grown, we get a lot of people that's interested in something, whatever your interest is, whether that's to ask questions, whether that's to join the community, whether that's to how do you get a piece of land, whatever it is. It's a lot of traffic that comes in. It's a lot of questions on a daily basis. And we understand that right now we offer a program, we offer a course, and everyone may not want to take a course. So we've decided that in the near future, and you'll hear about it first, I think I mentioned this on a live or two before, that we're going to open up like just a community where you can come in and get exclusive content for us at a less than $5 a month. For less than $5 a month, you can come in and you can get exclusive content from the Acre Boyzz. Inside of that room, we'll be posting land for sale. Our members will be posting land for sale. It'll be open to the general public to post their land for sale. So you'll be seeing properties that you probably wouldn't normally see. It'll all be congregated under this one umbrella. You'll be seeing, we'll be having extended conversations on posts that we put up on social media. Our posts primarily, we call those hits, minute and 30 max. Those is what reels allow. We particularly we play with the reels a lot because they're quick hits, right? And it's designed to get people excited and to inquire about more information. But inside of this exclusive community, we'll be diving deeper into these conversations, which we've already laid out the community. It's a really, really great community, right? You'll see exclusive content. You'll see exclusive interviews inside of there where we'll be interviewing people of importance that we feel resonates or aligns with our message. Like we meet a lot of people, like the hydroponic farmer. Like that's a good conversation, right? That'll be in there. We did a conversation with some young ladies that wanted to talk about land tokenization. What is land tokenization? Well, we did an interview on it, so you can hear about some of these things that you normally wouldn't hear about from the Acre Boyzz on their platform. We'll be interviewing and having a deep dive in the conversation of USDA loans and things like that, and our thoughts on USDA loans and how you can get involved with USDA loans and things like that. You'll get all of that in that private community. That's set to roll out in December, and we can't make it any cheaper than what we made it. It'll be less than $5 a month, and it'll be loaded with value and loaded with content. And we decided to do that so we can just include as many as people as possible. And we want to grow that kind of community. People that's in support of this message will be able to all be housed under one umbrella. And we don't talk about everything on social. We just don't. But we will dive a little deeper inside of that community on our personal feelings, our personal thoughts on different topics about land and stuff like that. All right. Event coming up. I love to see you there. The power is in proximity. Get yourself in the room, people. She said, do you need any help with streamlining the folks who are trying to reach out? Or do you need assistance? I don't know. We do have a team. We have a team. And that's another reason why we're doing the community, right? Because I don't know what your services are. And it'll be a chance for us to really see a lot of these messages. And if you have a really good service, it'll be a great place for us to say or co-sign someone else's service. Right? That's why we're doing the community as well. Like we get people that have land and they don't know what to do with it. Like young man hit me 3 days ago. I got 87 acres. I don't know what to do with it. Well, I don't really have time to give everybody a game plan because it's a lot of people that have land that need help with it. But if I can put you in the room and give you a voice to say, I need help with my 87 acres. I don't know who's going to be in the room that can say, well, I have the time, or I may live in the area, or I may have the resources, or I want to get involved and help you with your project. But that's why we're doing it, to curate that type of space so people could find the help that they may be looking for, or the help that's looking for those kind of people can find their projects, because it's a lot of them out there that we just don't have all of the time in the world to deal with all of them. And let's see, last but not least, if anybody's looking to get in touch, I just switched the banner on the bottom. It says text 313-930-8483. That number is designed if you're looking to join the Acre Boyzz Land and Legacy community and the program where we find land for discounted prices. Text that number if you're looking to do that. Someone will respond to you, and then you'll take it from there based upon the response that they give. And based upon the response that you give them, they'll know how to direct and help you from there. All right. So I'm not going to hold you too much longer. Let's speak again tomorrow. Let's tap in tomorrow. Y'all be good. Peace. Love.